So where are you now?
I am in Hawke's Bay in New Zealand.
Oh.
Where are you based?
I'm from Ecuador.
Mhm.
So yeah, because I exist in a lot of countries, so I'm from Ecuador. I'm in Guayaquil right now.
Oh, cool.
So we're gonna wait until someone can connect. Okay, so it's one. Hi guys, so we're gonna wait a little while for more people to connect to the webinar and then we will start. So we can start now. Hi guys, my name is Nicole Franco. Today I'm representing to edX Education Group as a higher education advisor. We're going to talk more about New Zealand as a study destination, but also I want to explain you what edX can offer to you or how edX works or what is the, I don't know, the how come edX can help you in the process to go to another country to study. So I'm gonna share my screen. Where is I can okay. Get it. Okay, it's here. I know. Oh. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna start telling you that edX is present in like 16 countries with 20 offices in Miami, Madrid, Sao Paulo, Buenos Aires, Lima, Colombia, even in Australia, on Brisbane and Gold Coast. We count with 80, more than 80 coaches specialized in international languages courses and higher education. What we offer is like academic consulting to the students so they can choose the correct option of the destination and educational program according to specific needs. We also give to the students the advice for visa process. Additionally, we hold over 200 institutional agreements recognized, recognize edX as an international partner. If you want more information, you can just leave your email on the chat so we will contact you later. And to help us today is Taylor. She can or she will help us with more information about New Zealand and she's gonna tell us a little more about the how kids pay and G's for academic offers. Taylor, if you want to introduce yourself to our students so they can know which university you are representing today, that would be awesome. And thank you for being with us today.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. So my name is Taylor Eubanks. I work at the Eastern Institute of Technology. We are based in New Zealand. I do have a presentation that I can give that just gives sort of a background rundown about EIT. So yes, are you done with your presentation there, or did you want me to go ahead and start with mine, Maria? Cool. I will go here and start. So, yeah, the Eastern Institute of Technology, EIT for short. We are a government-funded institute of technology. We were established in 1974, so very close to 50 years old as an institution. We have 3 campuses, one based in Napier, which is where I am at the moment, one in Gisborne, and then one in Auckland. Most students know where Auckland is. Not many students might know where Napier is based, so you can see on the map there that Napier is just on the east coast of the North Island. Napier is a wine region, so we have lots of wineries and vineyards, and it's a really, really beautiful area right on the water. But most of New Zealand is, to be fair, on the water. So in 2019, we had over 10,000 students at EIT, and our international student community is a big part of our campus at EIT. We really, really value all of our international students. We also have our EIT Graduate School, which is our Auckland campus, is just our EIT Graduate School. And we also have EIT Graduate Online, which is an online campus that delivers our postgraduate qualifications. So why would you want to study at EIT? EIT is a high quality category 1 provider. If you don't know what category 1 means, it's basically the New Zealand Qualification Authority does assessments of institutions based off of the standard of educational delivery at those institutions, and category 1 is the top tier. So EIT has category 1 status. We deliver master's programs, postgraduate diplomas, bachelor's degrees, and diplomas. There's a very wide range of programs and a wide range of disciplines. Some of the disciplines that we cover are viticulture and wine science, business, IT, health science, nursing, creative industries, so a lot of different areas, and there's probably a program that's right for most any student. We do have an English language center, and we offer an NZCEL, which is a qualification in New Zealand, English pathway to study. Many students use that as a pathway to go into postgraduate study, but also sometimes into degree level. It does mean you don't have to provide an IELTS, because I know some students don't like to take the IELTS. We have flexible options for our postgraduate study, where students can do a program completely online if they want to, or they can start their program online and then transition to on-campus study in New Zealand. That is a very attractive option for students because it can save them a bit of money and means that they're only spending the time that they need to physically in New Zealand before going on to work in New Zealand. We also have strong industry links and a big focus on the professional success of our graduates. That includes a full-time employment mentor at our Auckland campus who helps students find jobs and connects them with opportunities. Most of our undergraduate degree programs have built-in internships and are very much around applied learning and having students be career ready when they graduate. We have outstanding student support and facilities that are available to our students, and you can't discount the New Zealand and Kiwi lifestyle. We have a very high quality of life in New Zealand. There's a good work-life balance. You may be able to tell from my accent that I am not originally from New Zealand. I am from the US originally. I moved to New Zealand in 2014, and it was one of the best things that I've ever done. I love living here, and I can really vouch for the Kiwi lifestyle. So yeah, moving on, we have just some of the other reasons that you might want to study at EIT. That includes a 96% satisfaction rating for overall support from our students. This was taken in it was our international students in particular. It was in an international barometer survey. Those students also had a 95% satisfaction rate with the orientation program. 98% of our students felt engaged with their studies while studying here. EIT is rated 5 stars for the offshore online review platform Hot Courses. We have a dedicated research and innovation center, so students who are interested in research have the capacity to be able to go into that area, but it also means that our lecturers are engaged in research. They are actively writing and researching and publishing, which means that you have lecturers with the best skills and the most recent knowledge that are able to pass that on to you. We do offer this online study, as I mentioned, our 3 campuses, and we have more than 50 programs available for international students. So these, sorry, went too far. Sensitive my mouse. With our 3 campuses in New Zealand and our virtual campus, the EIT Graduate Online, I just wanted to go over some of our postgraduate programs because we do have quite a wide range of postgraduate programs. So in the first column, you'll see all of our postgraduate certificates. So we have that in applied management, digital business, business analytics, health science, information technology, logistics and supply chain management, wine business and innovation, and professional practice and educational leadership. All but the last 2 of those are offered online, and that is what many students choose to do, is to complete a postgraduate certificate online with our EIT Graduate Online, and then they will come into New Zealand to complete the rest of their qualification. There is a very attractive sort of financial offering in place for that for students who start in 2022. We don't yet know our fees for 2023, but we'll be able to provide that as soon as those are agreed and published. I'll move on to our postgraduate diplomas. So postgraduate diploma is effectively the first year of a master's degree. And I suppose I should explain that a postgraduate certificate is effectively the first semester or first 6 months of a master's degree as well. So these qualifications can kind of stack onto one another. The postgraduate diplomas that we offer in applied management, digital business, health science, information technology, logistics and supply chain management, and wine business and innovation. Those programs take 1 year full time, whereas the postgraduate certificate takes 6 months full time. And then if we move on to our master's programs, we actually offer for many of our masters 2 versions, a 180 credit master's, which takes a 1.5 years to complete, and then a 240 credit master's, which takes 2 years to complete. The main difference between these 2 programs is the entry point. So a student who has a related bachelor's degree with a B average or higher can go into the 180 credit master's degree directly. A student who has a bachelor's degree in any discipline can go directly into the 240 credit master's. One of the benefits of doing, say, a postgraduate certificate online is that you can get into the postgraduate certificate with you don't have to have the B average. You can be in just a related subject area rather than the exact subject area, and you can complete that online and then use that to gain admission into the 180 credit masters if you achieve a B average in the postgraduate certificate. So that's just something to keep in mind based off of where your background is. So our master's degrees that have both the 180 and the 240 credit masters are the Master of Applied Management, Digital Business, Information Technology, Logistics and Supply Chain Management, and Wine Business and Innovation. I just realized that Master of Health Science is listed twice on here. That's actually meant to be Master of Health Science and Master of Nursing Science. And then we also have a Master of Professional Creative Practice. Health Science, Nursing Science, and Professional Creative Practice just have the 180 credit masters. So just, yeah, keep that in mind if you're trying to decide between different qualifications that might be right for you. The next sort of slide is about our bachelor's degrees and diplomas. So on the first column is our list of bachelor's degrees. So in that area, we have a Bachelor of Viticulture and Wine Science, Bachelor of Business Studies, Bachelor of Computing Systems, a Bachelor of Creative Practice, we have a Bachelor in Sport and Exercise Science, 2 Bachelors of Teachings, one in Early Childhood and one in Primary, a Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Nursing, and Bachelor of Veterinary Nursing. On the diploma side, so these are basically kind of the equivalent of doing the first year or first and second year of a bachelor's degree. And we have a New Zealand diploma in business and music, screen production, fashion, arts and design. And all of those programs can then pathway into the Bachelor of Creative Practice. And then we also have a New Zealand diploma in cookery, advanced, which is a 2-year qualification, which is also linked to the long-term skill shortage list in New Zealand. And then we also have a New Zealand diploma in tourism and travel, one in sport, recreation, and exercise, and then one in veterinary nursing, which also pathways into the Bachelor of Veterinary Nursing. Now, I know that's a lot of information about our program offerings. So I'm going to really open this up to students to share, to ask questions now. If you have anything that you want to ask me about any of those programs or about what you're thinking that you might want to do in terms of your study, happy to answer that now. No, the programs are not just online. So our programs are offered online for postgraduate. They're offered online as well as in person in New Zealand. So students can come to New Zealand and study on campus, or they can do online, or they can do a blend of online and on campus, depending on what suits them. So the digital business course we have that in a postgraduate certificate, a postgraduate diploma, and a master's degree, whereas our business analytics course is just a postgraduate certificate program. There will be some overlap in terms of those qualifications, and what a lot of students do is they do the postgraduate certificate in business analytics and then pathway into the digital business postgraduate diploma or master's. So the main difference between those 2 qualifications is that business analytics is very, very focused on the analytics aspect of doing business. So there's are courses like strategic financial management, where you learn about risks. You have to, use Power BI. Digital business focuses on a broader scale around the digitization of business practices. So someone who looks at the digital business course would be looking for something that kind of brings in the IT and business together, and would allow them to go in and do sort of like the business transformation into a digitized, world, basically. Whereas the business analytics is a lot more focused on that, like core, looking at processes, looking at systems, doing data analysis. So New Zealand has, as most people know, the borders have been closed in New Zealand for the last 2 years. The borders are reopening for international students from October of this year. We are in the process now of bringing in a group of 5,000 international students into New Zealand. That will happen before October. That's called cohort 4. But the October intake is when international students from everywhere will be able to come into New Zealand. Also, students who come are people who are from visa waiver countries to New Zealand. So if there's any kind of agreement there with your country, can come into New Zealand ahead of that time on a visitor visa and would be able to then apply for a student visa once they're in New Zealand. Alternatively, students who are people who are eligible to come in on working holiday visas, those are also opening up before October. So students or people who want to come in and do a working holiday visa would always be able to come in on a working holiday visa, do their year in New Zealand working, and then could consider doing study after that and going on to a student visa. So how much to study a master's degree? For students who start in 2022, we have the fees that are approved for that. So I can go ahead and sort of give an outline of that. If you give me 1 second, I will pull up, so I'm giving you the most accurate information. I'm going to stop this. Well, actually what I'll do is I'll go through the last pretty picture so you can see. This is Hawke's Bay. It's also what's behind me in my screen. So you can see that there's lots of hills, mountains, beautiful, beautiful area. And then this is Auckland, which is, our largest city and where a lot of our students go who want to be in a big city. If you want to be in a big city, Auckland is where most people in New Zealand will live. Cool, so I'm going to stop my share here, and then I'm going to pull up the actual tuition fees. So if a student does the online to on-campus pathway for a master's degree and they're studying their postgraduate certificate online first, that postgraduate certificate is only 7,600 something New Zealand dollars, and then they're able to pathway. For South American students that enroll in 2022, there's also a scholarship available. So that scholarship is worth 4,000 New Zealand dollars that would go towards your on-campus study. Give me 1 second so I can give you the up-to-date fees. Sorry, I'm just pulling that up now. It's supposed to be on my desktop and it wasn't there. Okay, 1 second. So which program are you in specific, like which master's program is specifically are you wondering the tuition fees for? Because the 7,500 is for the first semester, 7,600 is for the first semester if you do the postgraduate certificate. So that full postgraduate certificate costs that much. That is a much discounted price on the full international fees. And to apply for the scholarship, you simply, there are like a set number of them available for South American students. They're part of a diversity scholarship process. So when you submit your application, you will automatically be considered for that scholarship. So if you're talking about, we basically have two price structures for our different programs for online, or sorry, not for online, for the master's programs. There is a fee for all of the business and IT programs, and then there is a fee for health science, Vit and Wine, and Masters of Professional Creative Practice. So it really depends on which program you are wanting to know about. All of our business programs, the fee for per year for on-campus study is 21,900 for like the master's degrees. If you're doing a postgraduate diploma, it's 21,500. And as I said, the postgraduate certificate is actually $7,525,000 if you do that online. So what a lot of students do is they'll do the $7,525,000 postgraduate certificate online. And then once they've completed that, they can then use that to go into the Master of Applied Management, and they're paying that 21,900, but they'll get the $4,000 scholarship if they're coming from South America. If you're looking at something like health science, just let me go back. I will tell you what the tuition fee for that is as well. Sorry, I've been to the wrong thing. The health science programs are a bit more expensive. Master of Health Science. And this is the same price as for the viticulture or the Masters of Wine, Business and Enterprise. And that is the full per year price is 24,400 on campus. So again, there's that $4,000 scholarship available for students coming from South America. And they also have the postgraduate certificate that can be done online for the same price, 7,525. But again, these fees are only applicable for 2022. We are in the process of having fees set for 2023. So we'll be able to give people an update, hopefully by the middle of this year, on what the tuition fees are for 2023 and what scholarships are available. Are there any other questions? Anything that anyone wants to? So if you want to apply, you just need to go to our website. I'll actually put that link into the Give me 1 second. And here it is. No, Chelsea. There we go. So you just go to that website, you put all of your information in there, and be sure, so you choose what on there, whether you want to do online to on-campus pathway, fully online, or the on-campus programs. You put all of your information in. It will ask you for your agent details. So you need to make sure that you put that information in. You just provide all of the stuff that's there. If you don't have everything that you need immediately when you submit your application, that is okay. You don't have to. You provide what you do have available to you whenever you submit your application, and then it'll go to our admissions team, and they'll be able to look at what you provided. They'll let you know what you still have outstanding, and potentially issue a conditional offer that tells you sort of what you need. Yeah, it's just right there in the chat. Can you guys see that link that I sent through? Oh, it didn't post. Is that posting? Okay, not sure why that's not going through. Do you have any idea, Maria, why that link wouldn't be showing up?
No, to be honest, but guys, if you want more information, you can just leave it your email, and I'm gonna contact you to give you more information about New Zealand and even more countries if you want to look at other destinations. We can do in that way, because I don't have the link, so we can do that.
Okay, well, I'll take down the email addresses that you guys have put in the chat as well, and I can send you an email that has more information. And if you let me know, my hair got caught in my glasses, which program that you're interested in, I can also send you a program information sheet that has a lot more detail. So yeah, I just checking. I've got Claudio's email address and Yannick. Is there anyone else that would like me to send the link through? Happy to do that. Just put your email address in there and I can reach out. Cool. Fantastic. Right. So yeah, I will send the link on how to apply. But if you can tell me what program it is that you'd like more information about, I can send that. Okay, great. Thanks. Is that Yvonne or Yvonne? I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I've got your email address as well. Cool, Yvonne. Great. So yeah, I will send the link to you, and you can send through any questions that you have. If you need any kind of information sheets, anything like that, we have lots of details that we can provide you about the specific program that you might be interested in doing.
Hello, Taylor. It's me, Giselle, just from the dark side of the screen. Thank you so much for all the information that you have shared with us. I think that is so helpful with all our students that are interested in studying in New Zealand. I think the area is just great. People are super interested in traveling to Auckland because, of course, it's a big region, it's a big city when parties and when everything happens. And of course, we have this Hawke's Bay area that is more chill and more relaxed. And well, we have like all the styles for all the students that are interested. So thank you so much for the time. I would like to know a little bit better, because I have a question in here about the program of English, the NCCAL program. So I don't know if we can maybe talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, Of course. So the NZCEL program, we offer that in levels 1 through 5, which basically can meet students at any level of English language proficiency that they are at. And it is a course that's really focused more about giving students those soft skills around study, as well as focusing on improving English language. So students can start and progress through. Each NZCEL course lasts a semester, so that's approximately 17 weeks. And if you're in New Zealand, based off of the current rules, if you're studying in New Zealand on NZCEL, you would get part-time work rights as well while you were doing that. So students are able to work to improve their English language while they're in New Zealand as well. The cost for NZCEL at the moment, I want to say, is about $380 a week, but there is a discount based off of which campus they go to, and for students coming from like markets like South America. So if you're coming from a country in South America, there are additional discounts available as well. Again, that's around the diversity thing, because we want to have a really good mix of students from different parts of the world in our classrooms. So yeah, the NZCEL does give students access to, like, if they complete an NZCEL of a certain level, that gives them entry into a particular level of study in New Zealand. So for instance, NZCEL level 5, which is the highest level, is what students will do if they don't want to take an IELTS and they want to go into postgraduate study. The level 4 is what gets you into the bachelor's degree level. The level 3 is in the diploma level, and so on. So they really do align quite nicely. But the best thing about NZCEL is that it really is focused on making students stronger in those soft skills around, like, doing research and understanding academic integrity and knowing how to, you know, write your assignment and structure your assignment. So it's not just about English language proficiency. It is about learning, you know, how to be a better student, so that when you go into those, you know, higher level programs, you're not struggling and having to adjust all at once to a new education system, because that is something that's, you know, often quite difficult for international students.
Yes, totally.
Coming
You
in
can
and yeah.
feel that you have the better English in your life, and once you touch school in New Zealand, you are like, where I am, I'm super lost. So totally, like, even more as a Latin American students, if we don't have like any experience taking classes in English, I think this is a great opportunity for the student to came here to understand how the system works in here, how the English classes works in here, how the classroom works, how the methodology works, and give like time to settle until we start actually the postgraduate or the bachelor or the master, whatever the student is interested
It is,
in.
I agree. It's a really, really good thing for students to consider doing that English language first, because it gives you a chance to really acclimate to the way that education is delivered in New Zealand as well. There's such a big difference. I mean, even coming from the US and going to New Zealand, there's a difference there in terms of how, you know, it's delivered. So I do think that having that time to kind of adjust to the new system, to figure out what the expectations are, and particularly a course that is entirely designed to do that, you know. So NZCEL is completely designed to help students acclimate to the education system in New Zealand, so that whenever they do go on to do, you know, whether it's a bachelor's degree or a postgraduate diploma or a master's degree, they already are ready to go into the classroom. So they're not starting on the back foot, having to adjust to, you know, all of the culture changes and everything at the same time as adjusting to the educational differences.
Yeah, totally. And like also the advantage of not having to take the exam at the end to go through the further study. I think that's a way better way to do it. Like the exam, for those that have done the exam knows what we are talking about. It is extremely stressful, and of course you need to prepare for the exam, and it's just like a lot of pressure in just one moment. So I think this course is a really good way to start. It's like a pathway to start the courses. So it's really good.
And we are at EIT, we're actually in the process of we're going to be offering NZCEL level 5 online, which will allow students, so that's something that we're hoping to have ready for July, for the July intake, but if not ready for then it'll be started next year, but hopefully for July. So the whole principle of having that is that students can get that English language exposure. Level 5 is for students who are actually pretty solid on their English language ability, but it's just getting them to that next level and also preparing them for when they go into postgraduate study. So there's a big focus on getting them ready for that. And it also meets the entry requirement in terms of, so you don't have to get the IELTS 6.5 or whatever. You can just take the NZCEL level 5. And we thought that would be a really great thing for students who want to do their English language study in their home country, and then they can come into New Zealand to complete their postgraduate qualification, you know. So yeah, that we were hopeful that it will be ready for launch for July for this intake. So
Cool. Lovely. Amazing. So I don't know if any other student have any other question. If not, thank you so much, Taylor, for your time. I think it has been really good to I don't know if it gives us like a view of the area, of the region, of the programs that the students can get in here. If some of our students wants to get a quote maybe, and to also get information about the pieces, the process, the times and stuff, our team in edX will contact you directly to get all of that information. So thank you so much for this time, for the participation. Thank you so much to Nicole for the hosting of this event too. And please remember for our participants that we have 2 more webinars tomorrow and the next day, exploring different regions in New Zealand. So you are more than welcome to join us and figure out which one is the best option for you. So that's it. That's for all. Thank you so much to everybody.
yeah, thank you guys so much. It was lovely to talk with you guys. And yeah, I'll for the students who email me, I'll email you and I will CC in. Who should I CC into the email from EDX? Yeah, so you Giselle or?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
CC me.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll CC Giselle in so she can see the information that you guys are getting. But yeah, happy to answer any more questions. And yeah, it was lovely to talk with all of you.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Ray. Until
Thank you,
next time.
Giselle. Thank you, Taylor.